I don't think any of the wives are ever going to build on Coyote Pass.
Meri could be my friend, but not Janelle and Christine.
What Kody wants me as a friend, I am not available. I want all my money back, Beckett. Properties, naked. Forget about Kody, so.
I'm searching in this triple breakup like Christine and then Janelle and now Meri. I don't want Meri to be in that spot where she's taken this toll, that this path that both Christine and Janelle have ended on. Oh yeah, I need one more nemesis right now. And so I'm attempting to be in this space with Meri where it's like, hey, let's just move on and be friends. Janelle and I don't actually talk that much. To be quite honest with you, I don't know why we can't make up. When we relocated to Flagstaff, Kody found it a whole lot easier to be away. A few times I had to remind him that he had to come to my house. Like in the beginning, he's like, well, I'm really tired. I'm like, well, you can sleep at my house just as much as you can sleep at Robyn's house. It just began to become more apart and more reasons to just be apart. They never do. No, there's 3. Oh, that's bad. Choose one. That's not, oh, whoa, all right. What's so thrilling? Terminal amples. All right, we do it the other way upside down, don't we? There are more relationships that are now struggling. I've attempted a few times to contact family members to want to speak and to the children and things like that. And they're just not ready, I guess, because I just don't get a response. If I can, I can. I go from the middle, or I can go from the middle and the sides. But not from the top. All right, so you get to go first, because you're the little one. We're stucking over. When I explained to Janelle about us being together, she's like, I'm just happy being away from you. Oh, Mom, I didn't even give you a chance, right? I'm so angry at us for what we did to our family. And you know that we all messed with something that was working. You lose. We did not even make it there with that. That game is lame. We mean we. Well, we, as a family, as a group, the resto, all of you got to choose one, and that was it. My day-to day is, I've got this family in my home with my wife Robyn, and we have a day-to day. We have an experience each summer. We're play, The girls are doing music all summer long. We do stuff like this game right here. Only it's usually with guitars and music. Yeah, that was one and done. That's how that went. Hey people, oh shoot. This thing crazy. We have this nice family experience almost perpetually. And if you make it through this one, I won't have caramel apples anymore. Wow, 'cause I don't. I'm wagering. I don't think that she can make it through this one. Oh, she told me that was stuff. Well, watch out. Why'd you wager that? 'Cause I didn't think she would make it. Solomon and Ariella they are not really following what is going on in the family. We had to go through and it kind of prepared them for that separation that's occurring again. No, you don't. I'm having a big time with whether or not I remind them of their siblings and discuss them and show them the pictures and all of that stuff. Because that's going to raise the question of where are my siblings? Why aren't they seeing me? Why didn't they mail me a birthday card or something? Why are they not here for my party? Where are they? And why aren't they here? Every now and then they'll say, is our entire family coming? And I'm like, no, not this time. There was always a very separateness in relation to Robyn. My children were reprimanded if they would open Robyn's fridge. When Robyn joined the family, there was a lot of tension and disagreement. Just because when someone new enters the family, it just is. It's what takes place. Meri across the board was very accepting of my kids and me, but the rest of the family had a hard time accepting my kids and me. We only wanted to be part of this family. My children didn't like visiting over there because they noticed that Robyn and their father were a couple, and that he was not in our house. Therefore, they were angry at various things. Christine and I were always romantic over her house, and I believe we've lost touch with that. My recollection of Robyn joining the family doesn't have nearly as much angst and frustration and difficulties that we had 30 years ago. My marriage to Meri and Janelle entering the family, Christine entering the family. The process of that coming together for years was just hard. I recall Ari just making little remark one time, I do not like Christine. And I sort of corrected her to tell her, you don't know her at this point well enough to dislike her or not. Well, she left Dad and I don't dislike her. Well, that demonstrated some loyalty. And here's the stupid thing, is I get it. I attempted to correct it, but that same type of loyalty is occurring among others in the family. Ari's the youngest. Of course, she must behave like a child. When I tell her to go, I am going to one that I did was I was attempting to leave the house. I was going to Janelle's. Things are getting interesting. Ariella was having a meltdown. She grabs my leg and refuses to let me leave. And I'm like, Robyn, I need you to pry her off of me. And she says she's communicating herself. You're going to have to wait 5 minutes and let her do it. But I had to tell her, there's another wife that I need. Another mommy. I've got other kids. I need to see me. She's just tagging along in my legs, crying, don't leave me, Daddy. Don't leave me. And I'm like, golly, man, this is tough. My children were always like from the start. They knew their dad wasn't going to be around all the time. I always sensed that Kody and Robyn mishandled the whole thing with her kids. He couldn't leave for longer than 3 or 4 days because Ari just gets so depressed or whatever. I'm like, I think that was bad parenting. Throughout all of the family history, the rest of the kids did it and they're good. They're all well-adjusted adults. I think they're good. She loves her dad. She wants to be around her dad, yes. But did it ever prevent Kody from visiting a different mom's house? No, it didn't. I would have never done that. I understand. Sorry, I didn't have faith in you. It wasn't you. It was the staff. I'm experiencing a great deal of mourning loss and grieving of the relationships and coping with some of my own just situational depression from it. It's just so sad and I miss family members. What I'm hoping is, with time passing by and just a phone call every now and then, that these relationships will resume and then I'll be like in fellowship full again with my children. It's not usual to see Kody smile recently due to all the things that have happened within the family and all that. He's really struggling. It's just totally devastating what has occurred to us. Devastating, just over the top. I adore that you're wealthy. You're being prepped for an induction. I'm going to convert it to a C-section. Is that okay with you? Losing the opportunity to be able to cradle my child. First thing right on my chest and my arms is something that I'm just struggling with. Ready for this? Ready? Come in. Hi, Dr. Bean, how are you? Good. You excited? Yes, getting prepared. Dr. Bain was my doctor when I had truly, and we've been buddies ever since. Like he was the second person I told we're moving to Vegas back when we were moving forever ago. Anyway, I adore the guy. I'm getting excited too. Well, oh God, let me move down here. You had an easy delivery where you just get to relax and enjoy the L. Yeah, so true. All right, I think you were with child. We will have to give it away. I was hoping really that I sneak it. Yeah, you can't sneak this. You want to know how many? 53, very close. 52, you are measuring 52 weeks. You are only how many weeks? 37. 52 weeks is just how big she is. What we're actually seeking and what the actual issue here is how big are the babies that they would be delivered? Naturally, because she needs to have a natural delivery. All right, we're going to take a tell you what. Let me check the babies first. Just ensure that the position there's the head. Oh, we can see him. Can we see them? Yeah, that's the cranium. Yep, the head sit right at my gosh. So, they're both feet down. Breech. Yep. Okay. Oh, they're feet down. That's what breech means. Feet down. Unfortunately, I can't turn this baby. So, we just gotta see what happens. Okay. So, next week you are set up for an induction. I'm going to turn it to a C-section. But if this baby's head does go down within the next 6 days, is there anything she can do to assist the baby's head going down? You know, when you just have a singleton, certain things can be done and there's certain things we can do with twins because there's just not enough space. There isn't enough space. I do know Mikkel is doing her best to have these vaginally and I'm all for it because I've had a C-section and recovery is very difficult from it. The vaginal process is better at home or without painkillers. I know it seems difficult, but the recovery is 10 times simpler when you do C-section. I mean, they've actually cut your abdomen open. So, they've cut out all those muscles. So imagine any time you move in bed or you attempt to sit up or any movement whatsoever, and it's just awful. So, are you okay with that? I'll move on. I'm sorry. Better a scar than a scarred child. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Missing out on the opportunity to be able to hold my baby first thing on my chest and my arms is something that, I'm having a difficult time with. I don't know if it's cultural. I don't know if it's polygamous. I don't really know. But I was always taught that home births were the way to go. I adore the return of the home birth. It was great. And also an epidural, although kicks butt. So, you know, it's a hard call. McKeely prefers as natural as can be, and the girls is tough. As it gets, we can't alter reality, but we can alter what our expectations are. Okay, I'll take the safer route. Okay, Okay, sounds fine. It is what it is, and I'd rather my children be healthy and safe and me healthy and safe than the chance of something being wrong. I like home births over hospital births. Most of the births are just natural. It's a very natural process. Birthing is very natural. So, we can't be in there if it's a C-section. So, we'll be like waiting in the waiting room, right? Yeah, each additional person that's in the O, it's a risk of infection. And so, that's why they don't introduce you to your favorite mother. It's weird, awkward, but not that it wasn't awkward while you were giving birth when questions were being asked about, yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah, when I was in labor with Truly, I was just sitting there in the hospital and Kody and Dr. Bean were discussing Meri's infertility problems. So, who would you suggest for a fertility physician? What do you mean? If we were going to get an in vitro fertilization, 'cause I've got a wife that only has one. Dr. B knew we were a polygamist family already. We've been honest. We've been honest with him. He knew it all. While I'm sitting here like in labor, it's somewhat traditional, isn't it? Yeah, that's somewhat odd. Discussing the other wife's fertility, Meri and Christine, look at you like Meri and Christina have been very close friends. He just thought that it was just so funny, too, that here I am in labor discussing Meri's infertility issues but I mean, whenever you're going to get a chance to speak with someone, you know? So, it was okay. It was wonderful. Hopefully, we see you in 6 days. Hopefully, not before. I know. 6 days? I'm excited for you. Me too. Okay, please, thanks. So I'm hoping all goes well, everything's fine. I don't need to go see Dr. Bean until then because that would mean that everything's going well. If I don't need to go see my doctor. When you next see me, I won't be pregnant. Strange. Those doors are so difficult to look at, 'cause you know your baby is on the other side and there's nothing that you can do to assist them. Today is the day prior to when the twins will be born. They're going to be born tomorrow. Isn't it strange you can schedule a day for a birth? I'm looking forward to these little babies' arrival. Really anxious. This is a big thing for me and I'm so excited to be there and be grandma and just kind of support them through this. How are you feeling there? I'm good. I'm excited. I'm ready. I hope Christine's cool and relaxed about this too. I don't want any stress. I don't want any drama. I mean, I do care about Christine. I want her to be happy. And I honor and respect her as McKeely's mother. I'm finished. Whoop whoop forever. Is this the last time we get to see you pregnant? Yes, this is the last time I am ever, hopefully, knock on wood, this is the last time I am ever pregnant again. I love the thought of someday perhaps having children, but they will not be exiting my body. Pregnancy is awful. It is literally terrible. I've accepted it, like I'm going to get past the idea of not being able to have them vaginally, but I'm not thrilled about it. But you'll be able to see it too. We were talking about the clock here. Okay, so I'm going to have like a top, like a curtain. I'm going to have a curtain in front of my face so that I won't be able to see them really to do the procedure. But Dr. Bean did mention that he would place a mirror down there. So if I wanted to, I could. Why? Why not enroll me in that? Put you in like I would like to see it because if I am unable to experience it, then I want to at least know what's happening. They must like cut layers by layers too. Because they have to cut the muscle and the skin, and then they've got to cut the uterine wall. And it just sounds so cool. A bit gruesome. I don't know how Avalon's going to feel. She's going to have siblings, multiple. It'd be wonderful. And no one ever feels left out with 3 children. No one ever feels left out. Someone's always around. She feel left out a great deal. They're twins, both of them. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. The next time you see me, I won't be having a baby. Strange McKeely's having her C-section. I packed up my vehicle and I went there and along the way, I stopped and picked up Maria. Tony's mom in St. George. Tony McKelty, you know. Sort of at the start of realizing they were pregnant said, "We want you at this birth." First, Christine is worried. I just kind of made a choice way back when that I was going to let go of any of my anger, any of my sadness, or any of my feelings of betrayal. And just that's between Christine and I. I'm going to say something here because McKeely is really getting jumped on for this. But you know, McKeely has a good relationship with Robyn. Robyn arrived at the perfect moment for McKeely and was so helpful for McKeely as a teenager, and I don't think any of the children should be denied or judged for a relationship with Kody and Robyn. McKeely and Robyn shared a very, very unique experience together. And what that did is that special experience between Robyn and McKelty really enhanced the relationship that Christine and I had with McKelty. Just kidding. I'm not. When Robyn came into the family, I was still trying to determine who I was, and she made me feel special, and she made me feel understood. Robyn was there for me when I needed someone. She was present for me when I had someone to listen to me, to love me. Robyn provided an opportunity for me to be heard. I don't recall when McKilly informed me that Robyn would be present. I just always knew Robyn would be present. I don't know what there will be for us to do aside from waiting together in the waiting room. There's a lot of pain there. I can't predict somebody else's choices or actions, but for me, my plan is to play nice. I'm ready to give birth. I'm feeling good. I feel like I didn't sleep at all last night. Anticipation the next day? Just sleep's not going to happen. They arrived. They kind of prepared McKeely, discussed with her, and then had Tony put this like beekeeper suit on from head to toe. Tony is anxious. He's very anxious. They had him wear a suit. You know, we had Michael receive our hugs and kisses and said we loved her and us she was gone. It's difficult. It's very difficult emotionally too to have your children undergo any type of procedure like that. It was very hard. The whole pregnancy. My heart rate never went up. I never had a problem with blood pressure whatsoever. But when I was in there receiving the numbing for the epidural, then receiving the epidural, my heart rate was spiking and my blood pressure was rising and I began to panic. Those doors are just impossible to see because you know, your child is on the other side and there is nothing you can do to assist them. I am really upset that I am not allowed to have Tony in the operating room with me when I'm receiving the epidural. The doctors and nurses in the room were like, something's going on. What's wrong? My body was shaking just because I was just anxiety. There's the only solution is get me my husband. As soon as Tony came in the room though, he was able to come in and I immediately began to settle down. I began to feel better because I had him there. You just have faith in these doctors so much that everything's gonna be all right. I was really happy Aspen was there and Robyn was in the room too. So, the three of us just sat there and waited till it was finished. It's surprising, a little frightening what it takes to get those babies out of her. I was glad as heck I could be there for the operation because I know it means the world to her and I want to be there. Seeing everything really cool. Being there with my wife, very, very important. Getting the kids back, best moment. When I hold Archer in my arms, I just immediately start relaxing and everything's okay. And then Ace is born. They swaddle him a bit and then they bring him over to me in my other arm. I can hold him. And then I'm like, this is wonderful. I'm content. This is great. Yes, you'd hear the voice of my mom's and Aspen in the other room. It was just like this an amazing experience. I had my boys. They were healthy. They were safe. They were here. And it was just this overjoyous experience of everything's okay. Robyn and Christine are together. I don't know how much they're communicating. I have no idea what it would be like. They're not doing it for one another. They're not doing it for anyone else. They're doing it for me. So it's very humbling, honoring, and extremely special because this is one of the most amazing and memorable experiences of my life. And to be able to share it with my moms, I think is really important to me. I was given Archer to me first, and it was just love at first sight. At the same time, Christine was cradling Ace, and so it was sort of like we were, cradling. I was just holding her grandbabies in my arms. I just wish it had been under different circumstances as far as Christy and I are involved. And it was sort of sweet because for 1 minute, I could just pretend like none of that mattered. Tony McKilty wanted me there, and they want Christine there. And Tony's mother is close too. She's at home watching Avalon. She's going to come in later too. What Tony McKilty want matters. My mother stayed overnight with us in the hospital to assist me with the twins throughout the night. So, now she's going home and hanging out and staying home. And Robyn's going to stay overnight with us at home and assist us with the twins again throughout the night. Avalon's present. Tony's mother, Maria, is present. And that's all. We're just going to have sort of a small house as we move along and get the boys used to their sister. Hey buddy, Avalanche, want to meet your brothers? Want to meet your brothers? The baby. So soft, so soft. So she went right for his eye. She's a tough kid. She roughhouses a lot. And so these are very fragile babies. Such as I was totally afraid she might hurt one of them. Look, there's a small baby. Avalon looks stressed. Do you need his hat removed? Good job, good job. She finally understood these are not just babies and they're not toys. They're real people and they belong to mommy and daddy. I think it was truly heartbreaking. You got them. You got them. Okay. You sure? Thanks. Okay. You're not ready. You're not ready. I mean, I suppose grow, having a plural family, and we at the time all lived together. It was much different than having two parents and one child. I had 3 wives before I had any children. We kinda did all contribute with the baby. It's a big adjustment. I myself do not remember getting any of my children particularly weirded out at the arrival of a new baby. Come cuddle. This is when she's understanding. Okay? Okay, a little bit. She just left. I don't know if our kids really had time to grow up to be a toddler to be like, wait a second, who is this other child? There was just always another one coming. There was some strange stuff that went on. I mean, I had my first baby and there was a mom that was jealous. Come here, Logan. Come here. Can I come or something? Come here. It was Christine that got jealous when Logan was born. Logan was totally adorable. What I was experiencing was the first year of plural marriage. It was so difficult. I lost my identity entirely. Sparky, having all these children that young, we were all invested. It was going to be this enormously altruistic experience. And now that everything has fallen apart for me, I'm just thinking, was it just repressed jealousy? Was it at times repressed anger? I don't know. All right, Tony, let's head upstairs here. Aspen, take him, will you? Let's go. This is Archer. Take the long arouse. I just shocked him. Sorry, baby. They do not look anything alike at all. They're fraternal twins, meaning they're not identical. They do not look at all alike, and they do not look anything like Avalon. Oh, stop! Release me! God, do not do that. Robyn is going to be staying with us for the next few days. Assist us through the night. She's simply going to be here sort of 24/7. Well, this was truly nice because Robyn B was able to achieve this bonding with the grandkids. So when Robyn returns home, Mom will be able to have her bonding as well with her grandkids. Then Maria getting to come and have her bonding too. It's really nice. Is this the same bed you gave birth in for Avalon? Yeah. This is the bed I gave birth in for Avalon. All of Robyn's children she takes on a lot. She places a lot of all of this on herself regarding putting the family together and having it be her responsibility. Because she gets along wonderful with Robyn and she gets along wonderful with me. Kody and Robyn are grandparents to Avalon and will be grandparents for the twins. Well, no, I actually gave birth to Avalon on the floor. Yep, that's correct. It's wild because people believe when they break up, when they divorce or whatever, that they won't have to see each other, and that's not the case. You're gonna be in each other's lives in some way or another. I'll be one of the ones helping the most, and then I'm sure Christine will kind of take it over after. I'm gone, and I'll pass the baton to her, kind of a thing. So, having Robyn around just reminded me, I don't know how long it's going to be before we all are together again and comfortable with each other. It was uncomfortable, and it will be uncomfortable for a while, and I don't know what the future holds. We'll do it for our children, but it's not going to occur. Whatever it is that I want to see happen already. Next episode on Sister Wives, you want some dog to be cool? This is the first Thanksgiving Robyn and I have had just with our kids. I heard Kody comment on how uncomfortable it is because you can't give the affection to Robyn. Well, then I'm not going to stifle that. Robyn slept in the closet for real. And she had both boys with her, and when they would wake up and be hungry, I'd feed one of the boys and she'd go back to bed. I said, I'll take the closet. Like you stay in the bed with her, and she wouldn't do it. I was putting pressure on Kody to work on his relationships with his kids. I'm tired of being angry. Oh, I'm struggling not to lose a little respect for you. I believe that Kody should be camping on their doorsteps. Your children need you. Loyalty, which did not usurp Robyn's place. Meri's reward for obedience was not intimacy. It was closeness. She could sit at the table, yet she could never really be there. Because Robyn did not desire sister wives, she desired subjects. And the wife she could never control was Janelle. Janelle was serene, self-sufficient, blunt. She didn't beg for validation from Kody. She didn't cry for crumbs of love. She told her truth, and that made her threatening. Robyn, who had mastered the craft of using vulnerability as a weapon, was unable to find an angle to manipulate a woman who would not be manipulated. So, she redirected the game. Any disagreement with Robyn was turned into an attack against family unity. Lines were drawn as betrayal. Freedom was redefined as abandonment. And through this genius manipulation, Robyn set up her monarchy. Because what viewers eventually got to see was no longer plural marriage. It was a kingdom with Robyn as queen, Kody as her faithful knight, and everyone else relegated to subjects living under their dominion. And while Kody and Robyn constructed their fortress of control and comfort, the rest were outside, bruised, betrayed, and heartbroken. To Garrison, that fortress was that his father was no longer the man he knew. His dad was no longer there, no longer within reach. All doors led back to Robyn, and for a son who only sought fairness, who sought love without conditions, the wall was too tall to scale. That's why Garrison's passing was such a shock to fans, because it didn't only reveal the sadness of a young life taken, it revealed the inhumanity of a system in which love must be earned by adhering to one woman's rulebook, and that fans couldn't look away from. Part 5. Amidst all this storm, through the favoritism, the ultimatums and the breakups stood Janelle, unruffled, unshakable, passionately devoted to her children. The fans have commonly referred to Janelle as the quiet strength of the Brown family, and never was that truer than after the death of Garrison. While Kody manipulated stories and made himself the focal point, Janelle bore the heartache no mother ought to ever endure, and she did it with grace, because Janelle knew the truth. She'd borne the burden for years. When Kody pulled away, she moved forward. When he called for loyalty, she provided autonomy. When he used dreams of Coyote Pass as bait, she gave up more than anybody to believe. Recall the RV. Janelle sacrificed the luxury of a rented house to proceed onto the blank Arizona ground, camping out in primitive conditions because she still held on to Kody's assurances. She put time, money, and trust into a dream he promised would bring them all together. And what did she receive for it? Ridicule, disdain, dismissal? While Janelle worked up a sweat in an RV, Kody relaxed in Robyn's mansion. While shit constructed, he disparaged. As she made the sacrifice, he eased into life and comfort that had been partially funded by family money. Yet still, Janelle never lashed out. She did not beg sympathy. She did not collapse under the disappointment of betrayal. She stood strong. She called hypocrisy by name and in a state of peace, refused to have Kody's gaslighting redefine what was real for her. The same strength propelled her forward through Garrison's death. When Kody sat across from her, hurling recriminations, accusatory, and blaming her for the estrangement, Janelle didn't shatter. She didn't scream. She didn't get into his fury. She remained steadfast as she always did, rooted in love for her children and in truth, and fans did see it. They saw the brokenness in her eyes, but they also saw the blaze in her determination. She wasn't going to allow Kody to change the narrative. She would not allow him to place the rift between father and son on her shoulders because she knew what had happened, and so did everyone watching. Kody had given up on his job a long time ago before disaster hit. To the fans, Janelle became more than a wife or a mother in that instant. She was a symbol, a reminder that in the midst of unimaginable tragedy, dignity and strength can overcome. Her quiet truth pierced more intensely than Kody's loudest fury. Her silent revolt was louder than his incessant excuses, and her refusal to buckle under the burden of betrayal became an inspiration to fans who lived their own tales of manipulation and abandonment. Janelle was betrayed, but she was never broken, and that juxtaposition, her unwavering strength to Kody's breaking ego, only served to make the truth of Garrison's absence all the more chilling, because within the quiet of Janelle's strength, fans were told the loudest truth of all. Kody had failed as a husband, not merely as a father. Far before the cracks were broken on television in the wake of Garrison's passing, one wife already knew the truth. Christine fans always remembered Christine as the family matriarch. Happy, caring, committed to rearing her children with love, even when she didn't feel really understood. But underlying her sunny personality was a dawning realization that the man she had spent her life with was not the partner she believed him to be. And then the inciting moment, Isabelle's spinal surgery. When Christine's daughter underwent a frightening medical procedure, she anticipated her father's support. She required his presence, but Kody did not provide it. He blamed Kody. He blamed travel. He blamed logistics. While fans understood the reality, it had nothing to do with health or safety. It had everything to do with choice. And Kody made a choice. He chose convenience. He chose comfort. He chose to remain with Robyn. For Christine, that was the turning point. The mask faltered and she glimpsed Kody's priorities for what they really were. So Christine did what no one else would yet do. She left. Initially, it was silent, a private choice, a silent departure. But when she started to tell her tale, when she spoke candidly of the reality she experienced, fans were able to see the larger picture. Kody's favoritism wasn't mere rumor. It was not paranoia. It was actual. And Christine's bravery in walking away revealed it for all to see. And her leaving wasn't just a survival move. It was a template. By walking away, Christine demonstrated to the others and the world that freedom was available. That devotion did not have to mean self-destruction. That silence in the face of abandonment wasn't necessary. She did not cover Kody with venom or anger. She spoke the truth in a calm, clear voice, and that truth stung far more than any insult could. Fans supported her. They cheered her for being courageous. They celebrated her as a woman who had finally escaped a poisonous system masquerading as family harmony. And as Christine rebuilt her life, found love, found joy, found herself, she proved herself to be living proof that Kody's grip was not irrefragable. And that's what made Christine's flight so compelling in light of Garrison's death. Because months and months and months before tragedy compelled the world to acknowledge Kody's shortcomings, Christine had already done it for them. She had already read the writing on the wall. She had already made the choice between freedom and submission. Her freedom didn't only inspire Janelle and Meri, it also highlighted the contrast for viewers to see in the drama unfolding after Garrison's death. Whereas Kody tumbled further into ego, Christine's consistent truth was the counterbalance. She was the reminder of what being strong is, the reminder of what telling the truth sounds like, and the reminder that Kody's breakdown was not sudden. It was inevitable. Christine broke the spell, and Kody didn't see it coming. If Christine broke the illusion of togetherness by departing, Meri revealed another type of truth. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below your thoughts. Comment below. What episode surprised you most? Hit if you've been a SW fan since Season X.